John 13:16. Most assuredly I say to you, a servant is not greater than his master, nor is he who is sent greater than he who sent him. See, Jesus ain't equal to the Father because the Father sent him and he was the Father's servant on earth. That again just shows you how blind, how demonic, how wicked these tools of the devil are. Reread that passage with me. Read it one more time. Notice what Jesus actually says. A servant is not greater than his master. Who says that Jesus is greater than the Father? Nor is he who is sent greater than the one who sent him. Who said that Jesus, the one sent, is greater than the Father who sent him? Who in the world thinks that Jesus is greater than the Father who sent him and greater than the Father for whose sake he became a servant? Does anyone believe that? Does anyone think that Jesus is greater than his Father who sent him, greater than his Father on whose behalf he became a servant? Must Jesus be greater than the Father to be God? Well, if he's greater than the Father, then you'd have to question the deity of the Father, right? See how stupid this is? Second problem with this, Jesus is using human relationships to describe his relationship to the Father, as well as the relationship of disciples to him. So whoever quotes this passage to deny the Trinity only shows that he or she is a pervert, because according to them, they just argue that human slaves are inferior in value to their human masters, because Jesus is using human relationships as an analogy. So are they telling you that a human slave is inferior in value and dignity and worth than their human masters? Or that when a parent sends a child on an errand, the child is inferior in dignity and value to the parent? Is that what they're telling you? You see how wicked and demonic this argument is? A servant will be less than a master in position and status, not in essence or value or worth. Someone sent will be less in position and status, not equal in authority to the one who sent him, but it doesn't make the one sent inferior in essence and value and dignity to the one that sent him or her. This is a special kind of stupid, right? Everyone got it? But let me show you another saying of our Lord that these heretics don't quote, and you'll see why. Yes, a servant is not greater than his master. No one says Jesus is greater than the Father. Yes, the one sent is not greater than the one who sends him. No one said Jesus is greater than the Father. But can someone sent be equal to the one that sent him in value, in dignity, in essence? Absolutely. Can a servant be equal in essence and nature and value and dignity to the one whom he serves? Absolutely. Because now let's read Matthew 10, 24 to 25. Same Jesus. Matthew 10, 24 to 25. Same Jesus. Watch here. Same Lord. Same Bible. Watch here. Joel, if you're here, I'm going to call you next to answer the questions asked of you by the Mohammedan. A disciple is not above his teacher. Exactly. Nor a servant above his master. Exactly. But now, though a disciple and servant is not above his master teacher, he can be equal to his master and teacher. Because now notice Matthew 10, 25. Read, guys. Same Lord. It is enough for a disciple to be like his teacher. The word is has, as his teacher, and a servant like his master, a servant as his master. If they've called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more will they call those of his household? Surprise, surprise. So though a disciple can't be better or greater than his teacher, and a servant can't be better or greater than his master. A disciple, a servant, can be as his teacher and master, just like him, in your face. Wow. Wow. Who would have thunk it? So you see what our Lord said? The same Lord who said, a servant is not greater than his master, and no one thinks Jesus is greater than the Father, or the one sent greater than the one who sends him. That same Jesus says, yet the servant can be as his master, like his master, and a disciple or the one sent can be as his teacher, as the one who sends him, like the one who sends him, like his teacher. Why did they quote that for you guys? Why don't they quote Matthew 10, 24 to 25? So yes, a servant is not equal to his master in position, in rank, in authority, but a servant is equal to his master in essence, in dignity, in value. We're talking about human relationships. So there you go.